If you are feeling blue as we head into the holidays, the good news is you are not alone.
For some, the holiday season can trigger feelings of loneliness, stress, and anxiety, feelings that could be made worse amid the stress and isolation of the pandemic. Joining us now with some tips to help cope is Dr. Ricardo Whyte, Section Chief of Psychiatric Services at Community Hospital of San Bernardino. Dr. Whyte, thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Well, so what factors typically contribute to the so-called holiday blues?
Well, quite a number of issues, but including there are people who unfortunately around this time of year have lost a loved one. Also being separated from loved ones, plus the stressful demands of the holidays. And also, if we get locked into focusing on things that are not helpful to focus on, however true they might be.
And then you add a pandemic to it, right? And so how does that affect all of us, in fact?
So you already know that for some people, this may be their first holiday with that missing loved one who may have succumbed to the pandemic. So that makes it difficult. Of course, you know, the job insecurities and the losses resulting. But probably most painful of all is the physical isolation that can result. So we really have a situation that tests our resilience.
So what are some of the signs that someone is struggling?
You're looking for change. You're looking for change in their normal habits. You're looking for change in their functioning, from if it's a child, how they're playing, to a person, how they're working, and how much they can actually function. So you're looking for patterns and change to the routine. Things like if they're giving things away. These are signs that there's a serious problem.
What about, sometimes I see it with agitation or just people get really quiet or they begin, possibly in some cases, people abuse alcohol. Are those signs as well?
Well, notice again, it's a change, so drinking more than usual or using substances and the host of ways of coping in ways that are less than ideal. But that's what you're trying to be very attentive to so that you can then try to instigate some sort of intervention.
And then how do you cope with the holiday blues? It's not that easy.
Well said. So it's worth acknowledging the reality of your pain. That should not be denied. But one of the things to do is to harness that negative energy and make a choice to do something positive with it. Whether you're going to donate time, money, or some sort of creative donation to charity, it's harnessing that energy, doing something positive. It's reframing your focus so that even if it's firmly based in reality, you're remembering that you don't have to choose to focus on that thing that is totally bringing you down. So for myself, I could choose to say, well, hey, I'm going to miss mom's candied yams. But I could also focus on the fact that I get the opportunity to celebrate with some loved ones, to be with my wife, be with my daughter. This might be her last Thanksgiving at home, as she gets ready for college. So it comes down to which of those two, however truly viable, do I focus on?
Okay, that's if you're the person that's suffering, but what about if you're a friend or a family member of somebody that's suffering? What can you do to help them?
Well said. I can't overemphasize the importance of listening and listening meaningfully. So often we ask a question, we say, hey, how are you? And we're halfway down the hall before they even respond. We ask a person something and we hijack their processing. We start the process. We process how we feel about what they're saying rather than giving them that opportunity. So with actually listening, then it legitimizes us actually now making a recommendation, especially encouraging them to get help when we're clear that just that listening is not enough. For those of us that are going to be going home and, being with loved ones, it's a good time to set aside our differences. We've just had a very tense political climate. Let's not be sore winners, and for sure, let's not be sore losers. But let's keep focused on the fact that we're not guaranteed another holiday. So let's make the most of one another while we are together. Please remember to get that fresh air, get a daily walk in, take that time with God, if that's an important part of your spiritual, outlook or what have you. But it's critical that we maintain routines that are helpful and supportive to us as humans.
Dr. Ricardo Whyte, thank you so much. Great advice. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me, guys.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.